joining a franchise like this with nearly like 50 years of history. There's so many stories have been told. It means so much to so many people. That must have taken like a week out of work just to calm down and prep.
I think you just don't is the answer. You just don't. You just try to remain as open and grateful and lead with as much love for the universe as you can at every moment, and just kind of like shake your head in disbelief.
Now this story is set before most of the stories that we've seen before, if not possibly all of the stories that we've seen before. So I guess there's a little bit of less pressure to follow something in a way, but knowing the fandom, knowing the amount of Comic-Cons you're going to be dragged to over the coming years, did you feel you had to go back and just take in as much as you could of what has already come to pass?
Oh, hell yes. And it also just became like my joy to do, you know? It became my job to just dive as deeply into the universe as I possibly could. And after doing that, I agreed with all the fans, or not all of them. I mean, it's widely debated, but I was like, this is such a fascinating point in the timeline. There's so much happening in the galaxy. And Leslie's question around the show is, when we arrived to Phantom Menace, how is it possible that the Jedi Council went so long without potentially foreseeing this threat? And so we get to explore that question, and it brings up a lot of ideas around the Jedi and how they could potentially be blind to the underbelly of their own world.
And I'm hearing that there are a few kind of fresh elements to this that we haven't seen necessarily in the Star Wars universe before. That's going to bring its own kind of pressure and excitement as a performer to be telling those stories. Where are you like sitting on that? When you went through the script and on set, were you like, oh god, this is gonna shake some up?
When I went through the script originally, I was like, what? I had to take notes in order to track all of the different narratives, because it is really an ensemble piece at the end of the day. And you know, my job was convoluted, to say the least. And you'll see more of that when you see the show. But it took a lot of work for me to track all the emotional arcs of it in the most gratifying way, and I think it really pays off in the end. And Leslie did such a wonderful job weaving this narrative. She's fantastic at red herrings and plot turns, and she's great at emotional relationships, and seeing those characters develop in that way over the series was so beautiful.
You just relieve you can throw away your NDA soon, because the amount of questions that people will have had for you over the last few months about what's going to be happening, what we're going to see, that must be a lot to take on.
I highly doubt Lucasfilm would ever allow me to throw out my NDA, but I'm so excited to share it with the fans. I've been waiting for this moment. Like, this is the reason why we made it, and I just can't wait to connect with them over it. And like even seeing fans here, you know, it's like one of our first times like stepping out into the world and saying, hey, here's this show that we made, and it's just the best part of it. I hope I go to more cons, because I love cons.
Well, congratulations, show looks awesome. I can't wait to see it. Have an awesome day. It hasn't rained yet in London, so that's a miracle as well.
I felt a little something.